Once upon a time, in a forest full of magic, lived a kind elf named Elroy. Elroy loved all creatures, big and small. One day he found a tiny ant. The ant was lost and scared. Elroy felt sorry for it. He decided to take it home. Elroy named the ant Anthony. He made a tiny bed for Anthony from a walnut shell. He fed Anthony honey drops and crumbs of cake. Anthony loved the sweet treats. Elroy and Anthony became the best of friends. Every day Elroy would tell Anthony stories about the forest. He spoke of talking trees and mischievous fairies. Anthony would wiggle its antennae with delight. Elroy was happy. He had found a friend who loved his stories as much as he loved telling them. Anthony loved the food Elroy gave him. He ate and ate. He grew bigger and bigger. At first, Elroy thought it was wonderful. His little ant was thriving. He was so proud. Elroy had to find bigger and bigger food for Anthony. He brought him berries the size of apples. He brought him nuts the size of his head. Anthony ate everything. His tummy rumbled like thunder. Soon Anthony was too big for the walnut shell bed. He slept on the floor of Elroy's house. He took up a lot of space, but Elroy didn't mind. He loved Anthony very much. One morning, Elroy woke up to a loud crash. Anthony was too big for his house. He had knocked over everything. Elroy knew he could not keep Anthony anymore. Elroy was very sad. He didn't want to lose his friend, but he knew it was for the best. He decided to take Anthony to the zoo. "They will take good care of you there," Elroy said, trying not to cry. Anthony seemed to understand. He nuzzled Elroy's hand with his head. Elroy hugged his friend goodbye. He promised to visit him every week. Then, with a heavy heart, he led Anthony to the zoo. At the zoo, everyone was amazed by Anthony. They had never seen an ant so big. They built him a huge enclosure. People came from all over to see him. Anthony loved his new home. He had lots of space to roam. He made many new friends, but he never forgot Elroy. Every week, Elroy would visit Anthony. He would tell him stories. Anthony would listen, just like old times. People called Anthony the elephant. They marveled at his size and strength, but they didn't know his secret. They didn't know he was once a tiny ant. They didn't know about the magic of friendship. Only Elroy knew the truth, and he kept it in his heart, a precious memory of his giant friend.